Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house, and today I'm in the house with this knife right over here. This is the Bestech Warwolf. It's an interesting one. You guys asked me to get some more accessible ones, and here you have it. So let's just quickly check how big this guy is. Overall length is gonna be 8.2 inches with a 3.5 inch long blade, and I would say 4.75 inch long handle. It's an interesting one, but let's check how this guy is doing compared, for example, to the Ontario Rat number 2 and the Ontario Rat number 1. Would you look at that? It's right in between. So when a knife falls in between these two options, it means that it has a good size. Because, for example, maybe you have a Benchmade mini bag out or the bag out, quite popular options from Benchmade, and you're gonna see that this guy is bigger than both because the bag out is not like a big knife. Maybe you're a Spyderco fan and you have a Para 3 or Paramilitary 2. And here is your comparison. So this is probably the same size as the PM2. Or maybe you got some Chris Reeve knives there, and this is the small Sebenza 21, and this is going to be the large Sebenza 21. And you can notice that, yeah, we are in kind of like the same ballpark of the Sebenza, but of course, this is another ballpark, you know, for price range, and we are going to keep going up in price. This is Custom Knife Factory Snafu 2.0. Also, I used to show you guys 520 from Custom Knife Factory. This is just the same thing, but custom version, so a little bit more expensive. And what can I show you else? Hinder Knives, XM18, of course, it's in the house. And why not the Vero Flipper Synapse right over there. And what else can I show you? Oh yeah, of course, like this guy over here. This is the Bestech Toucan, of course. How can I skip that? And another couple of cheap blades, Civivi Ortis right there, and Civivi Brazen right over here. I really like this one. So you have an idea of the size of this guy, and you can see that this is an interesting one. So you have an idea of the size of this guy, and you can see that this is an inexpensive knife because of the materials employed are G10, D2 steel, and stainless steel for the liner, so they kept the costs down. And this guy is gonna be, it's made in China, it's gonna be around $50, so you can find it. It's a liner locked G10, like there's some chamfers going on over here, which is gonna like improve the ergonomics for sure. Of this knife. You've got skeletonized stainless steel liners, so you can see maybe from this perspective here, or maybe like here, how they reduce the weight. They cut out some areas. It's nicely done. You've got a little bit of chamfering going on the inside as well. Couple standoffs going on. Very simple construction here. There's no backspacer. There's no lanyard hole option in this case. You've got a couple of finger grooves over here, so 1 and 2, with this further cut out to access the the lock bar, to disengage the lock bar. The screws are not really protruding, sticking out from the scales, just a little bit, like not super flush, but nothing too crazy. Also, the pivot is not spinning; it's D-shaped, and it's gonna be make it easier, like your disassembly process. And you can also check my video if you're interested in know how to take this guy down. Also, you have a very deeply recessed tip, blade tip, and it's super safe. It's not going to be an issue, like you can't touch it. So that's for sure. Also, you have stainless steel liner, so there's no need for stainless steel lock face insert because it's already steel on steel, so you're good to go from that department. You also have a steel ceramic, steel detent ball, not ceramic, and there's no detent ball ramp, as well as the pocket clip is going to be stainless steel, tip-up carry only, not reversible, just going to stay on this side. You've got a 3.5 inch long blade with an interesting shape. You have a dual tone finish, stone-washed flats, stone-washed spine, and you have satin showing like the grind, the belt grind lines on the swedge and on the primary bevel. Look at that. You've got the Bestech Knives logo on the front, D2 steel on the back, and the model BG04B billboarded on the back of the blade, which is something that I'm not really a fan of, but yeah, it's just like that. Nice harpoon. You have some chamfering going on a little bit right before the harpoon, and then when it starts right here, the chamfering just stops because you have a swedge going on, and you have basically all belly up to the sharpening choil. It's not really a finger choil. You don't do that because you're gonna cut yourself, but yeah, it can be used definitely as a sharpening choil. And then you see that this chamfered, the flipper tab is nicely chamfered, and following the profile of the finger groove right over here. Flat grind, the plunge grind is a little bit recessed, so you can see that it's thickening up a little bit, but it's pretty thin behind the edge. It's not too bad. Let's just quickly check. Stock thickness of this guy is going to be 0.1325, and let's see, 0.0195 behind the edge, so it's an interesting one, guys. It's gonna be a nice slicer. It's not full flat grind, it's just up to this point, but it's okay. Then from the sound department, you're gonna notice that, I mean, it's a nice clack and a nice click, but nothing special. It has a nice sound. When you close it, I like it also when you close it, but probably I prefer the loudness of the opening sound, but it's not deep, it's not peculiar, it's yeah, it's not something I'm excited about, but it's all right, it's decent. Let's just quickly check the weight on this guy. Because the internal skeletonization did something, but of course, yeah, it's going to be 4.52 ounces, so it's not like super light, but it's still decent, and they had to chip out on the materials, right? Because steel is heavier than titanium, so, but it's also cheaper. So from the feeling department, I think they did a good job. The ergonomics are pretty good, I have to say. Like the fingers, you see my two fingers, they go here, and this one goes here, so right past this sharp, let's say, area. And I feel just a tiny bit, a little bit of hotspot here for the clip, which is functionally working well. You see, you have a nice clip ramp over here. The tension is good. It's gonna stay nicely in your clip. Tip-up carry only, we said, and you can even do a nice reverse grip like that. But you see, like the clip ramp is gonna be hitting my here, like this area of my finger, and that's creating a hotspot, so it's not ideal. But you can do maybe like also even like a maybe more forward grip because of this harpoon here. It's kind of like an index for your thumb to know that you have to stop right there. So it has a good grip. It feels also like solid in the hand. I mean, the liners are quite thick. Couple standoffs are acting as pillars and are conferring some nice rigidity to the overall structure. So it's nicely done, nicely put together. It's not rattling when shaken. The fit and finish is also pretty good. I mean, for the price, guys, yeah, this is like not flush. You see the scale, like you can feel it here. Yeah, it's all right. It's not like fully perfectly aligned. The blade, you see, it's a little bit off center, but I mean, this guy is a cheap one, and I think, yeah, they had to cut some corners, but at the end of the day, I think they did a pretty good job, especially for the price. I mean, guys, there are some pocket clips that are like, for example, I don't know, this pocket clip here is easily $150, easily. You can buy 3 of these. I mean, it's crazy. So they did a great job in compressing and cutting the corners and achieving this. I mean, it's not perfect. Of course, there's some lack of jimping here in the flipper tab. You don't have any blade play. It's pretty solid. There's not much finger soreness. Maybe, you see, like even this area maybe would need a little bit of jimping, but still I'm able to access and disengage the lock bar. Yeah, like the clip ramp is, the clip maybe is a little bit stiff, but still I'm able to securely easily pin it to my pocket. So, I mean, it's even running on washers, and the action, guys, honestly is good. Like, it's smoothly deploying, and look at this. Guys, this is a good closing action, I'm telling you. I tuned it so you can also check my maintenance video, but look at this, guys. This is a beautiful action for a budget knife. So the 10 strength is also nicely dialed in. It's a good one, I'm telling you. It might not be for everyone because of the look, because of the sound, or because of the feel. But I'm telling you, this is a good knife for the price. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned.